Congratulations and thank you to all staff for an outstanding first semester and the start of the second semester 2024. The school district of Menomonee Falls is vibrant, exciting, and a wonderful place to live and work. I decided to provide this mid-year update via video this year to help all staff involved in professional development to maximize their time. The school district of Menomonee Falls has quickly become a home for me, like it is for many outstanding students, staff, and families. Thank you all for the warm welcome and support to my family as we transitioned and settled in the village of Menomonee Falls. The school district of Menomonee Falls is a district of choice for so many in the greater Milwaukee area. Last year, we had just under 500 open enrollment applications from outside our district, and this year we're already approaching 300 and will likely eclipse last year's total. We do have space concerns, so it's unlikely we'll be able to accommodate many, if any, of these requests at this time. That said, this number speaks volumes about the quality of our staff, programming, community as the district of choice. I briefly visited many events, classrooms, sporting events, and activities in the district. I'll mention a few over the next few minutes, but certainly there are many more examples of greatness that I've witnessed without time to document in this video. The robotics team at the high school was an example of so many wonderful educational experiences in the Falls when I spent about an hour with them recently. Students were actively coding for their upcoming robotics competition while working with external mentors, then moving back to a tech ed lab to fabricate the items needed for the competition. To a person, whether they are teachers, students, parents, or volunteer mentors, they all beamed with pride at their great work learning and growing together. It was truly an inspirational thing to see. I visited several music events this year, and I'm looking forward to more. Truth be told, I'm a former band student myself and an avid music lover. But that being said, all of our music programs in the Falls are simply outstanding. I was honored to be an MC with Ms. Taylor earlier in the year at a band event at the high school for the music department, which was fun. Still, more importantly, the music was so very good, and the teachers' countless hours of preparation and work with our students was on display. They were filled with joy, as were the families and the students as well. It was just great. One of the days when the lights went out in the school district, I was at Riverside Elementary, checking on the rooms and helping as I was able, when a teacher offered me an opportunity to answer questions from the students. They were random questions about my personal life, but also other school items. The students were terrific and had been well prepared by their teacher for this type of impromptu interaction. Similarly, when I was at Valley View Elementary School before Christmas, in a classroom with a popcorn maker, I might add, thank you for the popcorn, I happened upon a choice reward activity where students played a floor hockey game on a wooden table that sat on the floor. It wasn't so much the hockey game in a classroom, which was cool, but the engagement before, during, and after the game created by the teacher. Thank you. It's awesome. I was at the middle school recently as the administrator in charge as the principals were at a training, and I happened into a math classroom. I intended to check in and say hello, but was immediately engaged in opportunities and challenges about mathematics in the middle school. But I was really taken away, and it was just awesome. My big takeaway was it was a great setup, a great environment for student learning and student achievement in mathematics. I was very impressed. In another instance at the middle school, I was involved indirectly in assisting with a challenging student situation. The special education staff directly involved with this situation that day did amazing. They were awesome. And I'm sure they've done that on many more days than that. But thank you for all of their extra work that day and on other days in situations like that with some of our most challenging students. Like two of our big aims say, there are many examples that I have seen and so many more that I haven't seen, but I know are happening, showing all students and adults being engaged, learning and improving, and all students and families feeling that they belong in our community. There is continuous improvement work to do with this and all things, which is why I'm grateful for the refocused effort in this regard. Change is inevitable in any organization. How we go about managing this change, whether through continuous improvement processes or active, positive interactions, will almost certainly add significantly to the likelihood of success. The duties of the Director of Special Education and Pupil Services have grown beyond what can be accomplished by any one person in a given week, month, or year. To right-size this critical focus area, Dr. Schiefer and I have agreed to break up the many aspects of this work to provide more support for students, families, and staff by reassigning some duties to the superintendent and other staff already in place. This will be effective Friday the 16th of February. Dr. Schieffer will remain in charge and responsive to complaint resolution related to those policies and procedures already in place in the 300-400 series with her name and or position designation, including but not limited to Policy 112, non-discrimination. Dr. Schieffer will shift her day-to-day focus to direct building support, specifically at Ben Franklin Elementary and or Riverside Elementary. Dr. Schieffer will continue her important work on the 5-year Pupil Services Non-Discrimination Report and self-assessment, which requires much collaboration and supports help to get to that deadline in semester. Dr. Schieffer will continue to support and evaluate the school psychologists and social workers for the remainder of this year. Alec Just's role will be expanded to support the district's special education alignment on an interim basis, focusing on the high school, Valley View, and Shady Lane in particular. Alec has a specific graduate-level training and certification as pupil services and special education leader. This shift is intentionally transitional action meant to support special education students and staff in the buildings more fully with the same staff in different roles for the remainder of this year. This school year, we have been operating with one less program support teacher, allowing roles to be shifted without budgetary implications. Narissa Phillips-Murray will continue her role as a secondary program support teacher. I intend to operate in future years with this focused special education leader structure under a student services overarching umbrella. I'll oversee this transition personally, including but not limited to taking interim direct oversight of enrollment, school safety, student discipline and attendance, alternative education, and nursing support. Principal Kovars, the principal of the middle school, as an experienced and licensed school counselor, has agreed to handle all district counselors' transition support questions, with building principals remaining direct supervisors for the counselors. The 24-25 district staffing plan will address these and other adjustments as we start moving actively into budgeting and staffing for the next school year. The district finances are in a strong position with some short and long-term challenges that we're positioned to address. The newly created Fund 46 capital plan and the 10-year capital improvement plan are examples of proactive approach to handle these challenges. The 10-year capital improvement plan just approved by the school board shows how much we spend yearly on building upkeep items and shortfall projections over the years. These are certainly long-term challenges that will likely be addressed during the important strategic planning process. The largest facilities and construction projects will continue to be at the middle school this summer, with another round of much-needed roofing repair and the installation of the new chiller, which alone cost over $1 million. The chiller was the top priority this year in the district, as it's a core system for operating the middle school. The system was so old that replacement parts were no longer available. I encourage you to take a look at the 10-year capital needs plan, which is publicly available on the website and has also been provided to all members of the leadership team. Remember that this capital needs document is a living and a breathing document, and we look forward to suggestions about moving items up and down the list in terms of higher or lower priority. The school district of Menominee Falls has a fund balance of over 32%. Fund balance is often misunderstood, but it's needed to provide one-time monies like for the chiller. One other major item fund balance is used for is to make payroll without the need for short-term borrowing. State dollars arrive in the district over the course of the school year, not all at the start of the year. This fact requires us to use fund balance to make payroll, in our case, without short-term borrowing. In the current interest rate environment, this makes financial sense, and it's always best not to borrow money unless there's an established need. I'm excited about the benefit improvements provided for all staff this year during the year. For the first time, we've been able to offer dental care for support staff. We're excited about this change, and we're looking to do more in this coming year with benefits for our support staff and all staff, which are, the support staff benefits are less than the certified staff at this time. We're working on that. That's one of our opportunities and challenges at the same time. The addition of a tiered health insurance system provided an opportunity for no increases in healthcare expenses, with the added benefit of the NICE healthcare program with our existing healthcare program. I used this new NICE healthcare program myself to test it out, and also because I needed to go to the doctor, and I was impressed. The nurse practitioner even came to my office and did a full physical including a blood draw in my office, and would do the same for any one staff member in the district. I had all of the test results in a day or two with no out-of-pocket expenses, including no deductibles. NICE is a program we're trying out this year, which costs the district money to have part of our health insurance program. If you're currently on the health insurance program, you can also use NICE. That being said, the cost seems to be worth it for the convenience alone, but also the lack of the need to go to the doctor's office, if that's not your thing, with no deductible and a little, if any, out-of-pocket expenses, including no-cost pharmacy for most items, if using the NICE prescription card, which all staff members on the health insurance plan have access to now. If you have questions about NICE and would like to try it out, please contact Human Resources. Information for NICE has also been provided to staff. Thank you to Amy Riebel and her staff for directly involved in the pilots and the ELA Social Studies curriculum programs. This is a heavy lift, but critical work for the short and long term. I've talked to some teachers about the pilots, and early returns are good. I look forward to the reports coming through the school board committees, which will lead to the eventual approval in a few months. We hope to have everything in place for the next school year. School safety continues to be a focus, as evidenced by the drug dog search yesterday in the middle school, but also through many physical changes to cameras throughout the district. We're a few weeks in to also having our third full-time police officer instead of 2 in the school district. Remember, that was a change that was initiated in the summer, but it took a little while in order to have the staff in place. This will increase the presence and the level of safety for students, staff, and the community. I'm happy to have added 3 teachers as well before the start of the school year in the elementary schools to reduce class sizes, and we appear poised to recommend adding more reading teachers in the next school year to support teachers and students. Congratulations to all staff on over 100 days of outstanding education for our students. From in the classroom to the playing fields, the clubs, the activities, the lunch service line, the cleaning services, the snow removal for this morning, Thursday morning, and every aspect of support staff that we have in order to make us the great district that we are. Have a great rest of the day, and thank you so much for being part of the school district of Menominee Falls.